Have you ever wondered what made Albert Einstein's brain different from others? This question has puzzled scientists and the general public alike for decades. Albert Einstein, the man who gave us the theory of relativity and fundamentally transformed our understanding of physics, was, in many ways, an ordinary individual. As a child, he showed no extraordinary abilities, and his early academic records were far from stellar. Yet, he went on to become one of the greatest scientific minds in history. The intrigue surrounding Einstein's brain began in earnest after his death. In a move that was both controversial and unprecedented, his brain was preserved for scientific study. This was not done at Einstein's explicit request, but rather, it was a decision made by the pathologist who performed his autopsy. It was a decision that would spark decades of research and debate. Preserving Einstein's brain was a bold move, but it was done with a clear purpose in mind: to uncover the secrets of genius. Was there something physically different about Einstein's brain that enabled him to comprehend the universe in ways others couldn't? Could studying the brain of a genius provide insights into the nature of intelligence and creativity? These were the questions that drove scientists to study Einstein's brain with such fervor. Over the years, various studies have been conducted on Einstein's brain, each one attempting to unravel the mystery of his genius. Some found differences in the structure of his brain, others found similarities with the average brain. But the truth is, the nature of genius remains as elusive as ever. So, what can we learn from the tale of Einstein's brain? Perhaps it tells us that genius is not just a product of physical characteristics, but also a result of experiences, environment, and personal determination. After all, Einstein himself once said, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer." Does the brain of a genius like Einstein really differ from the average brain? Let's dive into the fascinating story behind it. And so our journey into the mystery of genius begins. Albert Einstein was born in 1879 in Ulm, Germany, but he wasn't always considered a genius. So begins the intriguing journey into the early life and education of one of the most brilliant minds that ever existed. In his youth, Einstein was not the model student many might expect him to be. In fact, he struggled with the rigid structures of traditional education. Teachers often considered him slow and insubordinate, a dreamer lost in his own world. But even then, his curiosity was insatiable. He was particularly drawn to mathematics and physics, subjects that would later form the backbone of his revolutionary theories. Einstein's fascination with these subjects was not confined to the classroom. He famously taught himself calculus at the tender age of 12, a testament to his self-driven pursuit of knowledge. This thirst for understanding the world around him was not born out of a desire for academic accolades, but from a deep-seated curiosity and a desire to understand the fundamental laws of the universe. But could these early experiences have played a role in shaping Einstein's extraordinary cognitive abilities? Some researchers believe so. They suggest that the development of Einstein's brain during these formative years might have been influenced by his unique approach to learning. Rather than relying on rote memorization, Einstein favored conceptual understanding. This approach may have encouraged the development of certain areas of his brain, particularly those associated with complex problem-solving and abstract thinking. In essence, Einstein's brain might have wired itself differently, enabling him to perceive the world in ways others could not. Moreover, Einstein's disdain for authority and his refusal to accept ideas without questioning them may have fostered a form of cognitive freedom, allowing him to explore theoretical realms that others dared not venture into. Einstein's unconventional educational journey may have played a significant role in shaping his mind. But what happened after his death is even more intriguing. As we delve further into the story, we'll explore how the preservation of Einstein's brain after his passing led to some of the most fascinating discoveries about the nature of genius. When Einstein died in 1955, something unexpected happened. His brain was removed and preserved. This wasn't a decision made lightly. It happened in the early morning hours where the world-renowned physicist's body lay in a New Jersey hospital. The pathologist on duty, Dr. Thomas Harvey, took it upon himself to make an irregular move. In an attempt to unlock the secrets of Einstein's genius, he decided to remove and preserve the brain of the legendary scientist. This controversial decision sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Some hailed it as a bold step towards understanding the nature of genius, while others criticized it as a gross violation of ethical guidelines. Despite the controversy, the deed was done, and Einstein's brain was now in a jar, ready to be studied. Over the next few decades, numerous studies were conducted on Einstein's brain. Its structure, size, and composition were meticulously analyzed, with scientists hoping to find the key to his extraordinary intellect. Initial findings showed that Einstein's brain was 15% wider than average, a discovery that ignited further debates and speculations. However, these studies were not without controversy. Critics argued that attributing Einstein's genius to physical characteristics was an oversimplification. They warned against the dangers of neuroreductionism, the idea that complex mental phenomena can be reduced to simple brain structures. Moreover, the lack of a proper control group and the fact that many of these studies were conducted years after Einstein's death raised questions about their validity. Yet, despite the challenges and controversies, the studies on Einstein's brain have added valuable insights to the field of neuroscience. They have sparked discussions, raised questions, and opened doors to further investigations into the nature of intelligence and genius. The studies of Einstein's brain opened a Pandora's box of questions about the nature of genius. But what did they actually find? As we delve into the next scene, we will explore the findings from these studies and their implications in our quest to understand the enigma that was Albert Einstein. Despite the controversy, the studies conducted on Einstein's brain revealed some intriguing findings. The brain of the man who reshaped our understanding of the universe was, unsurprisingly, not quite like everyone else's. The studies revealed that Einstein's brain weighed about 23 ounces, which is within the average weight range for a male brain. However, it was the brain's structure that held the key to its uniqueness. The most striking feature was the prefrontal cortex, the area associated with abstract thought and complex decision-making. Einstein's prefrontal cortex was significantly larger than average, suggesting a heightened capacity for abstract thought, a trait that no doubt contributed to his groundbreaking theories. But the oddities didn't stop there. The parietal lobe, a region involved in spatial cognition and mathematical thought, was also different. Not only was it 15% larger than average, but it also lacked a typical groove, allowing for more crosstalk between neurons. This could potentially explain Einstein's extraordinary mathematical abilities and his ability to visualize complex physical phenomena. Another intriguing finding was the density of Einstein's brain. It contained a greater number of glial cells relative to neurons. These cells, once considered mere support cells, are now recognized as key players in brain function and intelligence. This could suggest that Einstein's intellectual capabilities were, in part, due to a higher degree of connectivity and communication within his brain. However, it's important to note that these findings don't definitively prove that these physical differences were the sole contributors to Einstein's genius. The human brain is incredibly complex, and intelligence is influenced by a multitude of factors, including genetics, environment, and even personal experience. Furthermore, the brain's plasticity means that it can change and adapt based on our experiences and learning. These findings provide fascinating insights into the brain of one of the greatest minds in history. But what does this tell us about the nature of genius? It reminds us that genius is not simply a product of physical characteristics but a complex interplay of factors, some of which remain as elusive as the universe Einstein dedicated his life to understanding. Is genius born or made? This question continues to intrigue scientists and the public alike. The nature of genius is a conundrum that has long fascinated us. Is it a product of our genes, or is it shaped by our environment and experiences? The tale of Einstein's brain provides a captivating case study in this debate. After his death, scientists studied his brain in the hopes of uncovering the secrets behind his unparalleled intellect. Their findings revealed significant physical differences suggesting a genetic component to his genius. For instance, his parietal lobe, which plays a key role in spatial cognition and mathematical thought, was 15% larger than average. His brain also lacked a typical groove in the frontal lobe, potentially allowing for enhanced communication between neurons. However, it's important to note that these physical differences alone do not explain Einstein's genius. His unique thought processes and innovative approach to problem-solving were not merely a product of his brain structure. They were also shaped by his experiences, his education, and his insatiable curiosity. Furthermore, while Einstein's brain was exceptional, it does not represent all forms of genius. There are many paths to extraordinary intellect and creativity, and they do not all involve a 15% larger parietal lobe or a missing frontal groove. Indeed, the nature of genius is complex and multifaceted. It likely involves an intricate interplay between genetics and environment, between nature and nurture. Some people may be born with a greater potential for genius, but without the right opportunities, encouragement, and effort, this potential may never be realized. So is genius born or made? The answer is likely both. It's a combination of inherent traits and external influences, of the brain we're born with and the life we lead. While the mystery of genius remains, the story of Einstein's brain continues to captivate us, reminding us of the endless possibilities of the human mind.